Welcome back to some professional Starcraft 2 from Homestory Cup 19. We have one of the best Korean Protoss, the GSL and Blizzcon Finalist, as well as the Dutch Terran Liquid Thermi. It's Stats, who for some reason they couldn't scrounge up an account that wasn't a barcode, so we're adapting. Oh yeah. Stats, one of the... He's a shield Protoss. He is the shield Protoss. As in, he's kind of the player that defines what it is a safe, comfortable, defensive Protoss build. He's... Him, Neeb, Zest, well, mostly Stats, Neeb, Showtime, those type of players. Instead of trying to get up in your grill, a little bit more focused, making sure you can't do anything to them until they get their 3 bases and their deadly army that just runs you over. Thermi, on the other hand, is a wild card. Sometimes he'll play an incredible, solid macro game, and sometimes he'll build multiple games in a row, barracks across the map. So now that I've said all that, and Stats is like, this is a nice standard player, I'm like 88% sure he's going to proxy a Stargate. So... And Thermi is going to 1-Rax expand. There are exceptions to every rule. Yeah, that's a Stargate. Or is it double robo? I wasn't able to watch these games live from Homestory Cup, so... Okay, it's not double robo. It was never going to be double robo. But... So I'm seeing them for the first time. And I don't know if you may have watched them before. I like to think I provide a fresh take, and sometimes terrible one. Sometimes we look at like the first-person perspectives. But the most exciting way for me to watch games is to cast them. At least you're invested. So hopefully you enjoy. Alright, Factory's on the way behind. He hasn't spotted anything here. The Adept actually boxing out the Reaper. In fact, he got the second hit off. That's a dead Reaper, unless he has perfect nade timing. Oh my god. Almost. It's almost impossible to do that. Like, the idea was there. Technically, you can have the grenade explode just as the shade completes before the attack animation gets off. But, like... I don't know if I've ever seen it actually done in a real game. Maybe like once by luck. But technically, Printf has a micro trainer about that, so. The Hellions will take out one Adept. The second Adept is coming up. Shades go in, shades go out. You can't explain that. Suddenly an Oracle's in the base. Are there any Widow Mines? He's just kind of losing all of his SCVs. So... that... I mean... And another Oracle... Oh... A hard wall. Like, Stats is so confident. He's just building a wall here. Oh my god. He has less SCVs than he started with. Oh my. Stalker has to kill the pylons. He's like, no, don't worry. I think that... What did that Widow Mine kill? It killed an Adept, okay. I didn't get an Oracle. So... I'm not entirely sure what Thermi is supposed to do now. Well, the fact that we haven't seen 2 Gs is already kind of surprising, to be honest. Like, is there no Widow Mine here? I don't... Well, he's at 3 SCVs, which, it could be worse, I guess. I mean, not much worse. The landed Viking Hellion Widowmine attack! Actually pretty dangerous here. Thing is, those Stalkers will eventually be able to micro back. The probes can eat the Widowmine hits, and they will. Well, they really will. The Widowmines are getting great connections. But, I mean, he has essentially no economy back home. These Vikings are just... What is going on? What is happening? Stats just loses everything. You lost 15 probes. The Vikings are still pretty intact here. Like, landed Vikings are quite good against Stalkers, actually. Like, I don't... Widowmines will recharge. One Viking dies. Another Viking is coming to reinforce. Another Widowmine hit. What am I watching? By the way, the oracles are over here. If he had just built a Phoenix or something, I feel like we would have already been done with this whole conversation. But, the Vikings are killing so many probes. Oh my god. What in the hell is going on? Like, another Stalker, but these Vikings going hard. Okay. Alright. What a game. So Vikings, for those who do not know, Vikings do extra damage to mechanical units. Significantly extra, plus 8 per attack, which is pretty significant to mechanical units, but only on the ground. Mechanical units, including probes, immortals, innovation, stalkers, SCVs, technically colossi, I guess. So, that worked out there. But, I mean, it didn't work out, but you know what I meant. Alright. I need to adapt. We require additional JPEG for stats. We know who he is. We know who's behind the barcode, mostly because he's at the tournament sitting in the chair. Was that a gas first? Stats. What? He's going gas first? Why? Now I get maybe this is just another way of going about a standard build. I don't know. This time, it's time to Viking drop. All right. Vikings are, I don't know, like that. You'd think after that game, you're like, wow, why don't more people make Vikings? The thing is, the only reason Vikings ever do damage is because players don't respect them. If everybody just kind of started making Vikings, then people would learn, like, maybe I don't only build Stalkers. Because I'm pretty sure an Adept actually will do probably better. Or at least having, like, an Adept or something that isn't mechanical. But, I don't know. It felt like Stats was like, is this really the army that's coming across the map? Are there really 2 landed Vikings, 4 Hellions, and 4 Widowmines? This is the B team. The A team was already destroyed. The B team is here, and they're going to try to make it work. Shuts the door in the face of the probe. Both sides with their scouting workers. Uthermal opened up the mineral wall in the center of the map. Is Stats going to join him in a show of solidarity? No. It's only 5 minerals, so that means a single mining trip for each patch. Twilight Count's on the way. This is the advanced blink build. This is what players, I I actually saw it first with Puck. I don't know if it was first with Puck. But you get a sentry instead of just building stalkers, so that way you don't have to build a robo to get high ground vision. You have the potential to hallucinate a phoenix earlier on, as well as maybe having another hallucination later on to blink up. It essentially, well, wow, this is some next level play. He's moving the sentry up the map. Wait, is he actually going to do this? I don't know, Kev. Does he hallucinate anything? Is it worth it? Oh, okay. Alright, so I get the idea. He was trying to get more time on the hallucination. Maybe hallucinate like an oracle and put the fear in his heart. But now we have the weirdest exchange. A sentry, a stalker, the adept is killed. The sentry is going to go down. Suddenly, Uthermal, he should be able to kill the sentry. At the very least, he's going to get a bunch of probes. The Marines just kind of walk in. There's really no counter damage. The Hellions are in the main now. Looks like the sentry will live, but 10 probes will not. Make that 12. That's 13. I'm great at counting. So this is like way too many probes. Also, he's going to see this as blink and have time to prepare. So again, the first random units from one of our players just come in, and Stats just didn't really have anything. He killed 14. That's like that first Oracle in the last game. And now there's going to be a cloak bait. He actually got the robo, so I guess he's not skipping the robo with this build. The problem is now he just lost 14 probes. What? And there's no real way to reliably pressure with Blink Stalkers because he took so much economic damage, he can't afford to not have units at home to deal with a follow-up. Believe it or not, 4 Marines and 2 Hellions. Not a huge economic commitment. Oh no, the Cloak Banshee finds a sentry looking for 2, finishing what the first attack started. Oh god. Okay, these guys are just beating each other in the face, aren't they? Well, Blink is done. He should lose the Banshee. Yeah. But Tuple Observers forced out. Another Banshee on the way. Stats is going for a third, which hasn't been spotted by Uthermal yet. These games are a little... So far, these games have been very one-sided. Right now, Uthermal has a massive lead. But Stats, the one saving grace of Stats is he's been very greedy after this damage he's taken. He was taking a third almost when his probes were dying. So if there's anything that can let him come back from this, it's double upgrades. He's barely building any units. He's just saying, if you attack me, like, if you attack me before the stim is done and all this comes together, I'm probably dead. And that is true. You would probably be dead just to a random push out right now. But Uthermal is too smart for that. So Stats is too smart for that. He's getting so incredibly greedy. He's actually caught up in workers. He's actually caught up and got upgrades. He's got charge on the way. In fact, all this will come together by about the time... Yeah, he's taking a third, which in the new Terran meta means he's going to push out. So a bit of an interesting situation. He blinks right over those mineral patches. Uthermal should be moving out with these medevacs, though. +1, combat shields, stim. Does he not know about the third? He knows about the third. I'm not... Oh, the Banshee saw it. I'm done. All right. That's a whole lot of Terran. Oh, the gates are not done. Charge is not done. 1-1 is a long way off. The Blink Stalkers are going to try to play some aggressive defense. Army supplies. Oh. Everything is coming together. There's just not that many units for Stats. Uthermal is just going to go straight for the jugular. The upgrades aren't there. He blinks everything back. That's more space for the tanks. There are plenty of Widow Mines to defend against charge lots. Wow, they're dead even before the Widow Mines can trigger. Stats, like, and the upgrades are exposed. He thought that was a safe spot. Nothing is safe. Link's past. Actually, the charge lot's coming in from both sides. The tank is taken out. Somehow that Immortal lives. Alright. The flank doing a great job, and without tanks and Widow Mines, becomes a little more realistic. The 1-1 was depowered, though. With the 1-1 and another round of Warpins, there are 4 Observers! But Observers cannot shoot, a major weakness. Maybe next patch. 2 Immortals now, he's really trying to hold the line. 2-2, I mean 1-1 rather. 2-2 would be great. 1-1 needs to be finished to even have a chance of driving this back permanently. 5 seconds. It's going to be done. Concussive Shells is coming up. Uthermal behind this. He's just been trickling across the map with a huge amount of production. 1-1 for him is about to finish up. He's got plenty of medevacs. Each unit pretty much has its own healthcare plan. Widow Mines coming up in the back. Widow Mines work both ways. I don't know. Okay, another round of Widow Mines. Stats just desperately trying to put enough on the field to match this. But once the units are healed up, everyone that doesn't die ends up back at full HP. Stats can't say the same. A War Prism. He's gonna try to do a counterattack to take the pressure off himself. The Force Fields, that's it. That's all he's got. He doesn't have a Guardian Shield. Robobay on the way. He's trying to hold. He's not going for 2-2. Armory starting for Uthermal. A Ghost Academy as well. He's really just trying to press the issue. Liberator's going to make things even more difficult. The Venn diagram of freedom heavily overlapping here. Sentry taken out before it can get a single cast off. The batteries will stall, but they won't stop the inevitable push. He needs something on the map. The Warp Prism is maybe the only ticket here. Well, another Widow Mine goes down. Immortal targeted. He can't close the distance. The Widow Mine's covering everything. The Warp Prism is desperation. Widow Mines, I mean, damned if you do, damned if you don't. He's warping on the other side. He needs to do this. This is the only way to take the pressure off. He has to force him to come back. Maybe he'll make a mistake. The charge lots find some SCVs. The reinforcements and the boys should be enough, though. A Disruptor. And a Dream. That's it. That's all he's got. It's going to be scanned as it comes out. The Observer is down as well. A shot comes out. He's got to find a way to clear these Widow Mines. But now the third base is isolated. And it can be killed. Essentially, well, the army's just waiting there to get gunned down by a whole bunch of Marauders. The medevacs are nearly out of energy, but so are the shield batteries. 2 Disruptors at a time are not enough. He still has to deal with the Liberators and Mines. The battle continues, but Uthermal has not given up any position. There's so many Liberators. Gonna find 1 Widow Mine. He needs a whole lot more than that. Really trying to bait out those shots. He gets another one. Finds a Marauder. The battle continues. Another Disruptor targeted down before a shot can come off. He chases them all down. He goes deep in the paint. Another Disruptor pops out. Stats is trying to put it together. But the inevitable conclusion when there are 4 Liberators in between you and your economy. Yeah. GG. Stats. Stats. Thermi takes game 2. The Hellions, they kind of almost seemingly random. Not random, but almost random attack. Like, 4 or 5 Marines? 2 Hellions? A deadly strike. But that opened up more than enough space. Stats, I think it was the right call, is the thing. I think it was the right call to just be so greedy. And try to get your economy back and a huge amount of production. Problem is, every call you make is going to be pretty mediocre when you've already lost that many probes. The Warp Prism, like, he both needed a Warp Prism quicker to keep some pressure off himself. But if he had gotten a prism quicker, he wouldn't have gotten observers or immortals, things he needed at the front. So, and there's no way Thermi was ever going to let, like, Storm finish. He would have broken through far too early for that. Blocking. Wait, does that one pylon block the Reaper? Have we just now discovered this? I don't know. I think so. Usually players will build like a pylon and a gate or a cyber. Maybe he just builds the cyber there and has the gate in the front. You don't want your cyber to be vulnerable. We'll see. Yeah. Never mind. I'm dumb. Okay. I'm gonna block out the command center for a little bit. In fact, he softened up that SCV earlier. He wins this fight. Until the Marine comes out! Or another SCV, never mind. Oh! Marine! But he saves the probe. So, yeah, Chrono Boost on the Nexus. That is actually relevant info. He's not saving it up. He's not using it on his... Well, he saw the Marine first. I'm sure smarter casters than myself were talking about it. And that's why it's being pointed out, because I'm piggybacking off the observers. Using that Chrono Boost is because he scouted a Marine. Otherwise, the Chrono Boost would very likely be used on the first gateway unit, which would probably be an adept to counter the Reaper. But Chrono Boosting probes is saying, well, if you're making Marines first, you can't actually push me, at least not super early. Now, you don't want to get caught in a situation where two Hellions are killing all your probes, but this map is a little easier to wall off, and I don't think he'll make that mistake again. This time he's making multiple Stalkers. He's not gonna make a random sentry hurt adept push. Yeah, stats is... Finally, the shield is coming out. The valley in the center, the no-go zone for both sides. What is this? What is this push? Thermi? He's got combat shields. Oh, he's gonna tank push it. He's really hoping he takes a quick third, then. This is like a you go blink with a medium amount, like 7-8 Stalkers into third. If Stats does that, this push lines up really nice. If Stats scouts it, or he makes a larger amount of Stalkers, those Marines are gonna get kited across the entire map. Oh my. Wait, how many gates does he have total here? 2, going to 4? Okay. So he's already kind of smelling something. The fact that Stance isn't even looking at a third yet is not good for Liquid Thermi. Oh, the Moopy's in the corner. Yeah, this is... Okay, the third base is on the way. Stats is going to have 4 gates instead of just 3. That's not a huge difference. The Observer will spot this seconds before it hits. The Tacti Boys are with it. There's combat shielded Marines being targeted down, but he has a lot of them. Is he going to try to kill him with this? He's just going for it. Now, the fact that third base exists is very important here. That's a few more Stalkers than Uthermal wanted to see. Immortal's on the way. Oh, he just goes in! He has Not quite enough to get it in one volley, but killing both tanks. Yeah. Well, I mean, the tanks were what this push was built off of. Like I said, if he had a few more stalkers and a little bit of a later third, it's very reliant on hitting before a critical mass. He did not hit before a critical mass because Stats played a little bit safer this game. And, he kind of slapped him. It's like, he blunked. He blunked, indeed. That is the correct terminology. He blunked all over him. But I hope you enjoyed. What a match. Make sure to leave your comments and criticisms and likes and subscribes and very objective commentary in the Twitch chat and in the YouTube comments. Did Stats deserve that win? Did Uthermal leave too early? Is the only reason Zerg isn't in this match is because they're not quite imbalanced enough to have 100% of the games be ZVZ? I don't know. You tell me. Thank you.